so that we have it available. You can check it out later. I'm going to use this image, which is just an image from home, my daughter, and a cat. And what I'd like to be able to do is I'd like to be able to have where my daughter is, if the mouse goes over it, it to come to the forward, and where the cat is, if the mouse goes over it, it come up to the forward. So what you need to do first is you need to cut those things out. We did a little of this last week, but I would go about it the same way. I'm probably not going to go through the whole process here. You know, I would basically, I would use this technique, but you could use any technique you want. And I would obviously clean that up a little bit. I'm not even going to bother doing that because I already broke this thing up into separate pieces, and I saved them as PNGs, and I put them in a directory to make them easy to find. You know, I'll open them just so you can see them. Just like that. So we have what I'm calling the background, which is catless and daughterless. We have the cat separately. We have Sophia separately as these separate pieces. And then I've saved them as PNGs. You remember when we did this last week, right? If not, I have that video that basically I covered it. I can show it again if need be. And you can use any selection techniques you want. I happen to use these ones. So I start with these separate pieces. That's a big place to begin. I'm going to hop down here into Adobe Edge, and I'm going to do a new one here so you can see the whole procedure. First, I'm going to give myself a stage with the right size, something I want to work with, 1024 by 768. Good, and I'll zoom that out a bit. And now I'm going to take in those assets. I'm going to go under Images and hit the plus, and I'm in my proper directory. I'm in my Z drive. I named my stuff. I don't think I need all of these. I probably just need that one and that one and that one, but we'll find out. And we'll see what these are. Background. That is my background. You notice it's much bigger. That's okay. I'd prefer bigger than smaller because bigger means I can go down and I can keep my resolution at good quality. So I'm going to scale this to be roughly the size of my image there. That looks pretty good. And that's my background layer. I'll change the order of these layers later. Let's drop the cat in. There's the cat. That's also probably going to be too big, which is good. You'll see why later, but we'll shrink them down to size a bit. Maybe around that, and I will, while I'm here, I'll expand that cat a little bit. I want to avoid the white line, obviously. Well, that's not a bad. There's a little bit of white down here, so I will just give them a little bit more of a boost. And we'll call that cat. Good. I can get away with that. And my lovely daughter. We'll start it there. Maybe right around there. That's how I would start out. And let's make sure our order's right. Sophia's on top, the cat's in between, and the background is in the background. Okay, now I want to get that gag going of that sort of slow pulling up. I'm going to go to 1 second to start keyframing this, and you'll find out why in a little bit. I'm going to start with the Sophia, and we will go to her scaling, actually, is what I want to change, and we'll lock them. Good, there's a key for scale there, and I'll go up to 2, and I'll scale it maybe like that. Oh, and which did that do? That didn't scale me. I'm going to Control Z that. We're going to key that again, this scale. Add keyframe for scale. Good. I'm going to go up to the 1 second mark, and I'm going to do it from here. That will work. I probably have to move it too. but I'm okay with that. Maybe if I start it here, let me see if that's going to work. I'll slide it backwards and see what happens. Ah. See, it's giving me those other things I'm keying, which maybe is how I should do it. I'm going to undo those out. I will do it the way they seem to want it. I'll lock a key here, which won't mean much, but this should actually now, yes, give me keys there. And I'll go out to the 2-second mark. And I'll key it like that. So we have this happening. Now, something about this that I don't love is that this is what's called a linear interpolation, which means it goes from this size to this size as if it's going up a ramp. And if you notice, that's a very mechanical thing. It stays at the same speed, it goes. And I want this to ease in and out. I want this to actually start out slow, go fast, and then end slow. And I can do that by selecting my keyframes and right mouse clicking and say how they're going to ease in and out. That's on linear. On linear, we're going to do an ease in, ease out. And the default quad should be fine. And those should change. Let me see if they did. Yes. Can you feel the difference on that, by the way? Watch when I play it. It slides in gently and starts more gently. Okay, so I like that, and actually I'm just going to play this web page in a browser. Like that. Now, I want to start with the interactivity part. I want this to happen, but only when the mouse is over the image of my daughter. This is called an action. And I can set these up on each layer. I'm going to go here, open actions, and click it. And there's going to be a little bit of code involved in this. Not a lot of code. Actually, it writes the code for you. I'm going to go mouse enter. And this means on mouse enter, I want something to happen. You'll see it even tells me, it's writing the code, insert code. I want to play back. I want it to play from, and actually the 1-second mark is right, the stage, I believe is what I want. And let me see if that should be all I need. It will have put this code in here, which if I look down will show me what it put in there. Insert code, so when this happens, play from 1000. 1000 is 1 second in, which is right. And I want something else to happen when it leaves. I'm going to close this. And you see how those brackets now have that thing inside them? That little mark inside the bracket means there's code in here that's telling me to do something. I'm going to click it again, and I'm going to hit plus to add another action when the mouse leaves. When the mouse leaves, let me click this again. I want to play back reverse. So I want to start doing the opposite of whatever it's doing. Like that. And I think I pick stage again and close it. Now, we're going to do something else too. The stage auto plays, which is right there. Autoplay means it's going to run the timeline when the thing loads. I don't want it to autoplay. I'm going to turn off autoplay. Now, let's test this and see if this actually worked. If we preview in the browser and our mouse isn't on her, she should never move. That's good. Now, if I go over there, she should start to move up, but she's not. And she should move back when she's doing it. So we're doing something wrong, and that's okay. This is how we figure it out. Let's go back into the action, and I'm going to pick mouse enter, which is my first action. And look at that. I didn't save my code. There's my problem. We're going to, under mouse enter again, do playback, play from the stage.
How did you get to mouse enter?
Let me do it again. next to each layer we have this bracket. The bracket means I'm going to put in code for interactivity on this. Okay. So if I click this bracket, I then get a list of things that can happen, things that can involve interactivity. I picked mouse enter in this case, and then code should start to enter here. Okay, I go there, pick an action, playback, play from, pick a target. Do you give me the stage, or do you need the stage? I'm going to look at the code quickly just to make sure that, I'll press enter to finish or delete to cancel. Okay, we're going to press, we want SimPlay 1000, which is right. I'm going to press enter. And hopefully it's going to be happy. I hope. Okay, that looks promising to me. I'm going to step out and we're going to try the preview again.
Did you save it?
I believe when I hit enter it saved. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. That means when I go over it, it's doing the thing I want it to do, which is good. Let's get the backwards action working now, which is the important part as well. I'm going to go back here. We have on mouse enter, we have this action. We're playing from 1000. And on mouse leave, we have to play reverse. And it should tell me to press enter. Yes. It will just play reverse whenever the mouse leaves where she is, okay? Let's close that. Let's try File, Preview in Browser. I'm going to get way over here. She shouldn't come up. Good. When I go over there, she should. When I go back, she should go back. Look at that. Interactivity. How about that? Whole point of the class there. That is one type of web interactivity. You notice I have other ones. I have click, I have double click, I have a few other things we can mess around with. I'm going to do the cat just so you can see that gag. And then we'll call that that. And then I want you to try it with your own stuff and think about it in terms of this longer term assignment of making a portfolio of your work. Here's the cat layer there. There's no code going on yet, no actions I know, because I don't see that little blob in the center of the brackets there. I'm going to click this, and then it's going to tell me to pick an action. Just to make it different, I'm going to pick click, just so you can see it. I'm going to pick on click. You're going to play back. Oh, you know what, though? I made a mistake here. I haven't done any action for the cat yet. So let's make the cat do some action. I'll go up to the 1 second mark. We will grab our cat here, and we will keyframe our cat's position there. And actually, I'll move them just slightly to get the right keyframes I want. And we'll go out, we'll make the cat take longer. We'll make the cat take 1.5 seconds to do cat stuff. Oh, that's her. Control Z. Let's head back to my cat. Oh, and I'm worried I don't have the right keys on this again. Let's grab the cat again. You know what, I'm actually even going to hide Sophia. That way I won't accidentally go to Sophia. At the 1 second mark, let's keyframe our cat. Let's move our cat. Just like that, good. We'll go out to 1.5 seconds, and we will scale our cat. And we'll move him as well, so that he's blowing up his position. He won't be in front of the Sophia stuff, so we won't, I'll show you that. Sophia will be in front anyway, so that should work fine. Let me see if he's going back. And I'll put him back in position because I don't think I got those keys proper. Like that. We have this happening. I'm going to leave the cat on a linear interpolation, meaning that where she eases in and out, he's just going to go like that. Let's now put the actions on the cat. I click this again because I already put code in for click, but I didn't say what it's going to do. We're going to do playback, play from, and I think play from 1000 because it knows where that it starts from, and I press enter and it gets it. Good. And then on double click, we will have it go back, play back, play reverse. It'll just play reverse, doesn't matter where from. And I hit enter, and it took it. And that means, let's see if this all works. File, preview in browser. Oh, we won't be on anything right now. Now if we go over Sophia, she should come up, although he's coming up too. I don't know why, we'll figure that out later. And if I click on him, I must have gotten the options wrong on him, but you can see they're sort of, they are all interacting. We've got that going at least. No, the double click didn't work. Let's go see why. We'll go over here. We have click and we have double click. It might be a timeline. I mean, it's probably a timeline problem, frankly. But it's not one I feel like figuring out at the moment.